G'day everyone, and welcome back to another episode of SouthRidge Monaro build. This episode is going to be a good one. It's actually one that some of you might be aware of that was coming up. We're going to be finally installing these Coulson seats into the Monaro. So hang around and watch me fumble through the process as we remove the existing seats and chuck in these. So before I go ripping these seats out, let's just have a look at what we've got here. As you can see, these seats aren't in bad condition. They're actually pretty good. The only thing is this one's come away from here, which is okay, it's not a big deal. And the driver's side, some of the bolstering is just a little bit tired, especially on this lap area here. In terms of functionality for these, it's pretty much like a Calais. You've got full sliding back and forward, and you've got your tilt function as well. In addition to that, Monaros have a lever that you can fold the seat forward for occupants in the back, and then it will roll forward automatically as well to assist in getting in the back there. This is the tricky part with the seats. That's something that I'll need to resolve in the future. So for now, I'll be just taking this out as it is, getting the base with all the electrics onto the Coulsons, and then once I've got these out, I'll then look into this mechanism here and then see if I can retrofit maybe a different type or something similar in the same spot. But we're just going to have to tackle it as we go. So I've decided, instead of just taking the seat rail off and working with that, I'm actually going to take the seat foams off this one and put them onto the complete frames that are in the Monaro. It will simplify the process for me. And then all I have to do is just alter the side here for the latch, and it's good to go. Airbags in there and everything. I've already had a look at the other one of the two, and they do have airbags in them. They just got snipped at the cord, which is unfortunate. But let's take this one apart and I'll show you the process. Actually really simple. For those who have done it before, I'm sure this is a bit of a simple video, but for those who have never done it before and you're curious, let's just see what we come across while we take this one apart. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to take the backrest off, and that will give me access to this. I can flip this over properly, and then I can actually untether all the trim, and then the seat foam pretty much just comes free. So let's just jump into it. And that's the top off, nice and easy, and we'll sort out this one and get the foam off. This would be easier if you take the rails off, but for this one I'm just going to try and whip them off as they are in situ. See how we go. That one. There are better tools than this. I've seen people use some really nice pick handle stuff, but I just have screwdrivers. That's all I've got in my shop. Sorry, my garage. To be honest, probably starting from the back is easier because it's got less tension on it, and it creates slack for the rest. Coming down to these ones probably gets a little trickier, but let's see how we go. Let's go for it. There we go. So let's do the backrest now. So I'm just going to chuck this to the side. So, the backrest now. Obviously, you take the headrest out. That's a simple one. Now these just, they generally pull up, and then I think they even have a bit of a twist lock in them, depending on what side they've been put on. You can actually, okay, just need a little bit of a tweak on those. Got there in the end. There you go, see? Kind of unfolds, and then you can kind of pull that section out. And that's so, there you have it. A Coulson seat trim, ready to go onto the Monaro. So I will get onto that next. So here we have it. Here is the Monaro seat. We're going to take on the challenge of taking the trim off and putting the Coulson trim on. Let's see how we go. Should be, in theory, straightforward, but there will be this tricky area here where the leather is, which allows the whole seat to tilt forward. So that'll be a bit of fun, but I'm okay with cutting a bit of a hole into what I've got here in the Coulsons. It's just part of the process. So yeah, without further delays, let's get into it, hey? They also make good trays to keep all your nuts and bolts and screws in, so keep that handy. Keep in mind with these is that they have a lot of metal oxidization going on in between these, so you will get a bit of rust and crud coming out between. Be mindful that, you know, if you want to keep these trims in good nick, maybe spray something down in there just to lubricate it first. There we go. One Monaro rear backrest. There you go. All right. Now we're going to get the this trim off. Let's see how we go. This time around, I'm trying to do it whilst keeping the base still attached to the frame. It'll save me a bit of time. But hopefully, I can still get access to those tabs that hook on. Okay. There we go. There's that one. Spin this around. Right, so I'm just going to do the front one now. Now these have little
steps in the rim that it sort of clicks over, so kind of makes it difficult to get off because then you have to kind of restart the process each time it steps. So just something to keep note of. The front is a bit trickier, and that's probably for durability reasons. But what I could do is start to take the whole foam off, and the front will just come off with it. So let's try that instead. Don't have to wrestle all of them off. Okay. Now, this should work like magic, so let's just give it a go. Must be the sensor for seat occupants sitting in the seat. Almost got caught out with that one. Yeah. Up. Perfect. Yeah. One seat cover off. So there is a sensor goes in there. I'm going to look into that now and see if I can take it off and put it onto the Coulson one, okay? So these are held in with Velcro in these areas rather than the old ring and thread or cable or whatever, so it makes it easier. You can just take them off. It might sound like you're ripping it, but you're not. There you go. So that is the device that senses your ass sitting on the chair. There you go. Now you know. And now we have it for our Coulsons. So those of you out there, yeah, it's sacrilege to do this to such nice Monaro seats, but you only live once, right? So some other guy can worry about the Monaro seats. Alright, so we are now going to put the Coulson seat right onto this. So let's just get straight into it. So when doing these, always make sure that you're doing the correct side. You don't want to accidentally put your right hand side on your left hand or whatever. In particular, you know, you've already got the holes cut here. You can cut them out. You can see they're already stenciled into the leather there from the manufacturer. But the foams are good on this one, so I have no reason to swap them around anyway. One thing I will check too, while I got this off, is putting that sensor pad in as well. Right, so this one's got the classic rod setup, that's fine. It's got the space there for me to just slide this in anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Here it is here. I think in this case it is as simple as placing it in like so. And that will be more than enough to detect that someone's on the seat. Right. We're getting there. You do have to get a bit violent to get it on. Now the fun begins about clicking them all back on. Remember I said it's going to be harder to get them back on? No joke, it probably will be, but let's see how we go. Might be able to slide it on. Great. So don't forget your little sensor here. Nice. So that's back on. And so now we've got essentially a level 3 HSV Coulson seat. At least the base is done. Alright, so next up is the rear. Right, so now we're going to do the Monaro seat. Now we're going to take the back off first to gain access to everything, and we'll go from there. Got it. 2 for 2. A lot of people think that you have to snap these, you don't. It's pretty much take the bottom out first. It's as simple as that. And voila. All intact. That's the way it should be, right? So now that we've got that off, we can have a close look at the mechanism and how that works here. So they are connected by cable, for those who are curious. You can see it just running here. It runs down here and releases the gear here. Great. Couple of screws in here, so I'll give it a crack and take those out. First I'll do a bit feeling around with this and see if I can detach it. So, we got it out. A little split pin kind of sprung piece that sits up tight against there through a bit of metal that it hinges on. You need to remove that, and then this will pretty much just come straight out. To get fiddly, you have to dig up right in here. You'll be able to locate it if you just lift the peel up the foam here a little bit. And it's right there. You just grab a set of pliers or whatever, or just get your fingers in there and pinch it, lift it out, done. And then you'll be able to pretty much jiggle this whole thing out. Easy. Now for the fun part, let's get the Coulson trim onto this, hey? With these, I find it's easier to push away from the back with these, just because there's so many bits in there that it can get caught on. Just to get it started. One part we almost forgot was taking those fun bits out. Almost. Hey. Right, 2 out. Nothing broken so far. Yeah, should come off, eh? Now, that is out in one piece, right? You can see here, that's the airbag completely intact, and it hasn't gone off, the paper's still intact. Right, so that's good. I'm going to put that aside and we're going to get the Coulson one ready to go. managed to cut the hole for this one, for the lever. I also had to gut the foam as well. Probably can't really see that with this lighting, but it's pretty much located exactly where the other one was. Obviously when I tighten it into the frame, that will help sort of seat it in nicely into the cushion here. But in general, it's about 90% in the right spot. And I think the screws will just help kind of tether it into the right spot there. So let's fit the frame and see how this works out, hey? Now, I'm anticipating that this will probably have to come off once or twice to get it right, but let's just see how we go. That is in without too much trouble, and yeah, the location of those screws and everything, it's bang on. Okay. Right. Fantastic. So that works. Probably be a good person and get that latch on first, eh? That's the part that's going to really make or break everything. So I've decided to relocate everything because the lighting was pretty poor. This way you guys get a better idea of what's going on. Here we are. This bit here. Person who opted out on trying to get a plastic bit back on exactly the same. So I'm just going to chuck the rear on this now. We've got the locking mechanism in. We've got the trim back on. Just going to put the back on, the actual rear trim piece on the backrest here. We'll get the back onto the base and we'll have a complete Monaro forward folding Coulson seat. Let's go for it. So I'm thinking of using this suede rear. I don't know guys, it's sort of just... You probably missed a few bits because my camera keeps running out of storage space, but I have attached the rear on to this. I went with the suede finish, which is a nice upgrade for this one, and it bolted up just fine using the clips from the Monaro back part as well, seeing as they're still intact, so everything's now properly connected up. It's all good. So let's get this onto the base and then we're pretty much done. Hey, g'day everyone. So I have finished up installing the Coulson seats here. Pretty wrapped with the result. As you can see, the trim colour matches in pretty well with the existing interior. Even the texturing on this leather is similar to what's actually on the center console there, so even better. Overall, the process was pretty straightforward. Especially once you commit to just taking the foams off and putting them onto the Monaro frames. The only little tricky bit is just trimming the foam here so you can fit that mechanism in there.
and that's just about it. That's all the main things that you really have to overcome when you're putting Coulsons in here. I would say, for the cost point of view, if you can get these second hand off someone, save yourself a bit of money, avoid spending, you know, $2,500 or something, you know, and do it yourself. It's definitely doable. That's what this video is about. It's just showing you that it can be done. Yeah, overall, pretty happy. I haven't driven it yet. Can't wait to drive it. Should be way better. Especially on the track, or, you know, doing a hill climb should be a bit better. So beyond this though, now that we've finished up this interior, I'll be switching back to the engine bay, more so the actual Astra power steering pump conversion. I'd like to do that heading into the new year. And I'll also be mounting up the front radiator for the water to air intercooler, whilst I've got the front bar off. So that'll come up in the next episode. So yeah, hang out for that one. So till then, please do leave a comment, and please also, you know, like and subscribe, all those social things, and I'll do my best to respond to you. And yeah, stay safe on the roads. Enjoy your cars and stay safe on the roads. All right, everyone. Cheers. Thanks for your time.